I'm sorry, Harriet, but I have a new wife now. Oh, Harry, you should probably go.
Yes, probably. Well, John.
She took slaves across Niagara Falls on a rickety handmade bridge, which took them to Ontario. By the time they reached Canada, the bounty on her head was up to $40,000. Although she saved them from a lifetime of beating and work, she could still be pretty harsh. On one of her trips, there was a man who wanted to turn back halfway through. She surprised them all by pointing a gun at his head and saying, "Dead folks tell no tales." I suppose she was concerned that he would be tortured and tell his master about the railroad. Anyway, Harriet was both the nicest, most sympathetic person you'll ever come to know, but also the fiercest. Thing was, she retired from being a conductor and went to the war instead.
Harriet sure gave us a run for our money. She stole hundreds of slaves, and I'm sure anyone would have given anything to get their hands on her. She even had her own wanted posters that were practically everywhere, but she still managed to slip past all the folk over here for over 5 years. Impossible, I would have thought. I mean, dogs and men on horseback were after her, and she still managed not to get caught. She gained even more enemies when she joined up with the Union. A bunch of Unions can't agree with us, and they tear the U.S. right down the middle. I'll never understand Harriet and her betrayal to the people who fed her.
Later on, Harriet Tubman died March 10, 1913, in Aubrey, New York, of a bad case of pneumonia. Reading raindrops. Well, that's all we have for this episode. Join us next week for Dread Scott.
Fine, Lady Batteries.
Would you rather A. Die in a sinking ship, B. Survive the sinking ship but be eaten alive by sharks, or C. Survive the sinking ship, survive for days in shark-infested waters, but have to live with the horrifying memories of witnessing your closest friends' deaths? Sadly, the men on the USS Indianapolis did not have a choice, and I am here to tell you about what happened to those brave men. If you've ever seen the movie Jaws, you may have heard this story before.
You were on the Indianapolis?
What happened? Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into our side, Chief. He was coming back from the island of Tinian to Leyte, just delivered the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb. 1,100 men went into the water. The vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first shark for about half an hour. Tiger, 13-footer. You know that when you're in the water, Chief? You tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. What we didn't know was our bomb mission had been so secret, no distress signal had been sent.
Obviously, Jaws is just a fictional movie, but the event talked about here is true. Let me explain. The USS Indianapolis was a ship with a mission. Though the Navy was aware that the waters were dangerous and that there were submarines in the area, they continued to send Captain Charles McVay and his crew on this mission. Their job was to deliver the world's first operational atomic bomb to Tinian, report to headquarters in Guam, then meet the USS Idaho in the Philippines to prepare for the invasion of Japan. This was definitely an action leading up to World War II. And mind you, that some of the men involved in this did not have the right, but had the responsibility to be in the military because they were drafted. However, some of them were allowed the right to choose whether or not to serve. Well, the USS Indianapolis had delivered the bomb to Tinian, reported to headquarters, and was midway between Guam and Leyte Gulf, on her way to the Philippines. Then, at 12:14 a.m., on July 30th, 1945, she was hit by 2 torpedo bombs fired from a Japanese submarine. The ship went down in less than 12 minutes. Sadly, of the 1,196 men aboard, only 900 made it to the water. Shark attacks began with the sunrise of the next day. It continued until the men were rescued almost 5 days later. On the fourth day, Wilbur C. Gwynn, piloting his PV-1 Ventura bomber, accidentally discovered the men. He was faced with the responsibility to radio his base at Palaio, so he did, alerting many men in the water. Then, a seaplane under the command of LTR Adrian Marks was dispatched to lend help. It was Adrian's responsibility to go to the scene and help without question or complaint. So, he did. While on his way to the scene, Marks flew over the USS Cecil Doyle and alerted her captain. The captain of the Doyle, on his own authority, decided to reroute and go to the scene. However, Marks's crew arrived hours before the Doyle and began dropping rubber rafts and other supplies. In fact, Marks's crew rescued a total of 56 men that day. When the Doyle arrived on the scene, she had to halt to avoid killing or injuring any other survivors. They began to take Marks's survivors aboard because there was very little room on the seaplane. All in all, 317 of the 1,196 survived the starvation, extreme dehydration, atrocious wounds, and brutal shark attacks. Finally, a public announcement of this tragedy was made on August 15th, nearly 2 weeks after the rescue. However, the public had the responsibility to wait patiently to get that information. The survivors felt it was their responsibility to pay tributes to those who died. So, on August 2nd, 1995, they took charge of their rights as survivors, and a memorial was dedicated to those who died by a non-profit organization called the USS Indianapolis Survivors Memorial Organization. The survivors felt it was their responsibility to memorialize those who died, not only in the USS Indianapolis, but in all of World War II. Therefore, this monument was built to commemorate all of them, located in St. Indianapolis, Indiana. It has definitely not become any easier for those who did survive. You might consider them heroes, but that is not the way they see it.
I never called myself a hero, never thought I was a hero. Really, my opinion, and these guys will tell you the same thing, and I talked to a lot of veterans, we just did our thing and came home. There was no fanfare when we got home or nothing. We went to school, or got a job, got married, whatever you'd have to do.
This disaster, though tragic, showed many rights and responsibilities. Many of the men had the responsibility to be in the Navy because they were drafted. However, some of the men had the right to choose. Not only Charles McVay, the captain, but also Wilbur C. Gwynn, Adrian Marks, and all other rescuers had the responsibility to cooperate with all orders given to them in order to save the men. And finally, the survivors felt it was their responsibility to commemorate those who died. It is now our responsibility to remember and honor them.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy.
Dippity-doo. Whoa, lollipop boys! Gumdrop tree! Oh yeah, I don't think that's a gumdrop tree. It's a candy car tree! Let's eat it! Eat the car! Why? Because there's candy inside. Oh. I can't get this one. No, Katie, don't pull on it.
Finally, the science fair. So, Douglas, how does this shrink ray work? Well, it's quite simple, really. All you have to do is take the exact same percentage of atoms from each element. So instead of an object winding up being cut in half, or a human being becoming a mutant, it would just be smaller than it previously was.
Will you please demonstrate this for me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Now, moving on.
I have here 4 perfect specimens of honeybees, 2 workers, a queen, and a drone. They all have different jobs in the hive. The queen lays the eggs, the drones mate with the queen, and the workers all go out for nectar to make the honey. As you can probably tell, the queen is a girl, and the drones are all boys. And the worker bees can only be girls.
Get those bees away from me. I can't stand to be anywhere with monsters with wings.
Whoops!
Ah, that hurt so bad.
I think I hear my cat. Gotta go now.
Oh no, I missed the science fair. My stupid alarm clock. Oh, now my alarm clock goes off. Wait, that's not my alarm. It's set for the Science Channel theme song. And Professor mad at me, but he's huge. He's 100 feet tall. Oh my gosh, I got hit by my shrink ray. That's why I'm so tiny. Oh, somebody help me!
Chill out. I carried you here. And if I had left you there, the big professor dude would have stepped on you. And anyway, you killed Mary, who isn't all that great anyway. So that's another reason I saved you.
Well, you talk?
Humans think us bees can only communicate by dancing and letting out pheromones, but we can talk too. You see, we don't have ears like you, but we do have tympanic organs, which are tiny holes with a drum-like membrane stretched across. And that's how we hear each other.
You didn't expect me to know that. Now did you?
Well, you built a shrink ray. I would expect you would know that you can hear us when your ears are as small as my tympanic organs.
Hey, Al. What's...
Be quiet! Down there, and he killed Mary.
Did she sting him?
Yes, that's how she died.
What you talking about?
Nothing, go away.
What's the attitude for?
Just go away.
Okay. He's gonna discover Douglas soon if you're not careful.
I don't want to find me because they might hurt me.
Don't worry, they won't find you. I'll make sure of it.
She's not kidding. I'll be back after I spell a little poem.
Here, go in this honeycomb. It'll be safer for you there. Okay?
Hey, what's this sticky stuff?
Oh, that's just honey.
Well, do you think you can get me some supplies to help me adapt to this extreme, dangerous, and sticky environment?
Supplies? Like what?
Well, like some non-stick shoes so I don't get stuck, and some armor and gauntlets, a helmet, sword, and maybe a way to fly.
Well, that's a pretty big load.
Well, sorry, I didn't think of it that way.
If you think you need it.
Okay, better get going.
Wow, what a long trip.
Well, it was worth it. Now nobody can hurt me, and I can fly.
Well, that is very true. Nice armor, Douglas.
Oh, thanks. I made it myself.
Hey, I helped with the wings.
Oh, and Allison helped too.
Thank you.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, just talking to Anna. Her wings are so great.
Oh, cool. Human.
Now don't go buzzing about this, or you, me, Anna, and Douglas are all gonna be dead.
Okay, now let's just go, Chad.
Good, now go away.
I'm tired. It's getting late.
Well,
Is it safe from honeycomb?
oh yeah, it's totally safe. And these frying pan shoes should keep you safe.
Okay.
Good night.
Hey, Steve, Ann and Allison found a tiny human. You want to go see him?
Yeah, let's go.
Steve, stop it!
What's going on in here? Listen to me. It doesn't matter what you look like. I have a dream that one day in the honeycombs of this hive, the workers, drones, queen, and even tiny humans will be able to live together in harmony. I have a dream that one day my small human friend will be able to live with us and fly around in the colony of beehood without being judged by the way he's built, but by the content of his character. Don't you agree?
I'm a bee, I agree.
Well, it's about time!
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down. Can't
Welcome to an all-new fresh hour of SCTV.
And today, we're going to show you this year's best SCTV television commercials.
Shake hands, smile for the photo.
Spy, no, it's not what you think.
When I grow up, I want to be a babysitter. I want to be a babysitter because I'm going to homeschool my children and spend lots and lots of time with them. I would be good at this job because I will love my children and the children that I babysit. When I grow up, I want to be a police officer. I like to have a gun, and I would like to drive a police car because it looks fun. I practice at this job. I practice pretending to be a police officer at home. When I grow up, I want to be a scientist. I want to be a scientist because I like science and I am very smart. I like doing experiments. I would be good at this